One Punch Man season 3 has been the absolute worst season of any anime of all time. Almost. But it's definitely the worst of the entire series. And look, it's got a 3.0, but what I want to go over right now is the freaking comments that are giving it a 10 out of 10. There's 114 people that gave it a 10 out of 10. 114. Which means that Bandai must have paid off a bunch of One Piece fanatics or simps or the directors leaving these comments. I don't know. But let's look at these comments for the 10 out of 10 because they're insane. It's a trash season. It really is. And it's such a great manga for Bandai to just defecate all over. They've literally taken One Punch Man and defecated all over it. Yeah, look at this guy. Total disaster. Rock bottom. I agree with those, but I don't agree with these 10 out of 10s. The first one's just a troll. It's didn't knew anime could reach these heights. Glad to see this day with my blood-soaked eyes. Okay. Yeah, a lot of downvotes for that one. 9 found it helpful. 9, which means that Bandai's got a bunch of bots in here, which is, Bandai's got the extra. They definitely didn't spend the money on the series. They definitely didn't spend the money on the series, but they can buy a bunch of bots to amp up their terrible anime. This one right here, One Punch Man, 10 out of 10. I don't care what you say. You're just people who want to hate and you're not real fans. If you don't like a trash anime, guess what? You're not a real fan of that anime. Bull poop. You are not a real fan because you live in denial. I don't even know who you are. Who is this? If from Faceless Farshad. Farshad, you're not a real fan because you don't like the manga to be adapted correctly. You want the manga to be the trash that we've been feeding ourselves, and you love to eat it. Yum, 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 yum. You love to eat this trash. You live in a trash heap, and that heap is season 3 of One Punch Man. I have to watch it because I love the manga, and now I have to sacrifice my eyes every weekend. Every weekend, every Saturday, I'm like, okay, great. We get My Hero Academia. That's really good. And then I gotta like, my eyes, my eyes with One Punch Man. So no, you're not a real fan. We're not real fans. You are delusional, Farshad. All right, who want to hate? You're not real fans. You're fake. No, you're fake. Us fake. You're fake. And I am a right-wing fan. What does this have to do? So you're Republican? What is that right-wing fan? Does that mean you're radicalized to just digest and love trash? Is that what it means? What is far right-wing fan? So you're Republican? Like what does this have to do with anything? Do Republicans just like trash all the time? Is that what you're saying? That all Republicans just love eating trash all the time? Is that what it is? Because if that's what it is, I don't know how anybody would want to be Republican if they're just eating trash all the time and loving it, giving it 10 out of 10s because they're delusional. You're not fans. No, Farshad, you're not a fan. I don't care if you hate me. Oh, I don't hate you, but you definitely need to seek therapy. I don't care. I'll always be on their side. Whose side? Bandai's? Wait, people that make terrible trash anime, that's what side you're going to be on? Oh my, the delusion. The delusion. Always because One Punch Man loves you. What the? Okay, you've just let me know that you're part of some cult. That you're part of some cult. Okay, that's what you let me know. Just right there. Because One Punch Man loves you. These are the kind of people that should not be allowed to give ratings on IMDb. Because they belong to a cult. A 10 out of 10 for some of the worst animation I've ever seen. Thousands of people around the world, well, millions probably, around the world have seen ever. And you're giving it a 10 out of 10 because One Punch Man loves you. Keep hating, but what good does it do you and not you fake fans? 5 people found this. 5 people found this helpful. In what way is this helpful to anyone, anywhere on the planet? What kind of cult is this? Do you guys just get together and just say, One Punch Man season 3 is the best ever, and you just like, you circle each other? This is insanity. It is trash. Sir, or ma'am, or whatever gender you prefer. This is trash. I am so sorry that you live in a world of fantasy where, whatever you think, it's insanity. 282 people found this not helpful because it's disturbing. It's disturbing to see what's in your mind. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see if there's any nines. I want to see what the nines had to say. It's probably E4 shot, all of them. Let's go here. Oh, there's nothing. Nah, nobody wanted to leave one. They just wanted to leave the nines. You are out of your minds, nines. You're all out of your minds. Anybody for the eights? Nope, nobody for the eights either. Nobody for the... I don't blame them. If you're going to leave a fake review, might as well not put yourself out there. Anybody for the sevens? No, E4 shot just wanted to leave, even though I'm sure he voted multiple times. They are not here. Let's go for the sixes. Anybody for the sixes? Oh, we do. Mid. Way less than mid, but 6 out of 10. The dialogue scenes aren't that bad. No, they're terrible. They're trash. They are a PNG with this. This is more animation than they had the entire episode. This. The characters at least move sometimes. The characters at least move sometimes. That's what you've got? That is your whole premise of this being a 6 out of 10? Wow, you know, the characters move. That's a 6 out of 10 to me. Hey, job done. Job done. Good, good job, Bandai. Good job, JC Stow. As long as they're moving sometimes. As long as they're moving sometimes. That's all I need. That's a 6 out of 10 in my book. It's still not much. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's worse than not much. It's definitely not a 6 out of 10, but hey. But compared to the previous episodes, it's already an improvement in the dialogue scenes. It is only dialogue scenes, and there's nothing redeemed. There was better dialogue scenes in the previous episodes. I don't know if you'd seen those previous episodes and you just wanted to jump in here, Bungo F, but no, this was trash. Maybe you're being paid off by Bandai to give it a 6 out of 10. I don't know. Maybe they're like, hey, they're not going to believe the 10 out of 10s. Let's give Bungo F, just give us a 6 out of 10. Come on, 6 out of 10. However, what bothered me, okay, something did bother them, is that they used the color changing effect way too much in this episode. Yeah, that's all they had was filters. That's it. If they would have used the manga panels themselves, or manga, whatever, I know you angers you guys when I say manga. If they could have just used those panels alone, this would have been such a better episode, but it wasn't. It was so trash. It was nothing. The most movement they had was when King came in. Like, that's it. You could have done this for $50 on a computer. And I said in my video, they probably paid less. At some point, it became extremely annoying. At some point, the entire season has been extremely annoying because there's nothing. There was so much more happening in the manga, and it's just trash. Like, none of it, like, the animators didn't even draw them correctly. It was so bad. And God bless them because they were on a time crunch of, what, 6, 7 years, something like that? 6, 7. The weak point of this episode... The entire episode was weak points. But okay, let me hear. The weak point of this episode is the scene in Saitama's apartment. That scene is honestly boring. Yeah, the whole season's been honestly boring. Honestly, not 6.10. Honestly, it's been boring. The art in this episode is inconsistent. No, it's consistent. Consistently bad. The entire thing. Sometimes it looks good. No, it doesn't. And other times it looks really bad. No, it always looks really bad. But, 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. My honest review. Oh, when you start with that, there's going to be a lot of dishonesty. But let's try it out. Let's try it out. One Punch Man Season 3 finally returned with better dialogue delivery. Oh, my gosh. There is nothing better about this dialogue delivery. It is people sitting around. One frame. This. And noticeably improved animation frames. It is one frame that they milk for seconds. One frame that they milk for seconds. But honestly, the episode felt boring. It is boring. The whole episode. That's why it's one of the worst rated anime episodes of all time. There's almost no fighting. Yeah, none. Just constant yapping. Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole episode. It was all just a yap fest. That's why we hate it. Like, well, we don't hate it. We dislike it to an extreme extent. Like, for people giving it a 1 point out of 10, which we're going to get into those comments, I agree. When I think back to season, oh my gosh, don't think back to season 1. Don't think back to season 1. At times, the screen even turns almost white during certain scenes. It does. It does, because they didn't want to pay for the art or the background of the art. Like, how hard is it to put background art on anything? How hard is it? None. It's not. Paste, like, or anything. Just turn color. Like, you could do all this on CapCut. Actually, I'm convinced they did this on CapCut because they didn't spend any money on the episode, which makes it feels like they're stretching the episode instead of showing something meaningful. They did. They needed to make a whole season on $50. Yes, there are moments where the quality shines and you can see, no, there isn't. Where do you see the quality shining? And you can see they're trying to elevate the adaptation. Where? They could, if they went 1-to-1, if they just showed us a manga, whatever you guys want, that goes through it, fantastic. That would have been so much better than the trash we've been given. But most of the episode feels slow and dragged out. It was. I literally felt like skipping. You should have. And I barely managed to finish it in 5 to 10 minutes. You've saved yourself 15 minutes of pure torture. When I think back to season 1, it never gave me a chance to skip anything. The pacing, fights, and animation were all top tier. I know it was so good, right? It was so good. And then season 2 was bad. It was mid. Season 2 was mid. But this is torture. Literally. If you're an actual One Piece fan, not like that guy that gave it a 10 out of 10 lives in delusion. If you're an actual One Piece fan, you are so sad that this is what we've been given for. It's just such a beautiful manga. It's outrageous what they've done. Let's go check out the ones, because I don't even want to see the twos. Whoever gave it a 2, I mean, I don't think they're insane, but let's check out the ones. I can't wait to see these. Please remake this entire season. I agree. Respect the fans. They don't. We've been eagerly waiting for this season for 6 long years. It doesn't matter if you have a year to make this season. Great, we could wait another year. Just hire people who genuinely love this anime and are skilled enough to avoid ruining the entire season. Please, please, please remake the anime for us. They don't listen. And by the way, a lot of people found this, 112 people found this helpful, which is almost as much as gave it a 10 out of 10. Rock bottom. It sure is. I cannot fathom the fact that we are currently in this situation. Me either, and almost not any other One Punch Man fan. Because let me tell you something about the One Punch Man fandom. It doesn't matter if they're going up against this, especially when you do like the versus wiki battles, or like any kind of versus battles. It doesn't matter. They'll just say, "Oh, well, Saitama gets strong." No, that's not how that works. So like these same type of people are giving it a 10 out of 10. So far, there's 114 of them, and it's absolutely insane. Or a 9 or an 8 out of 10. This is ridiculous. A show that was greenlit 3 years ago with only 12 episodes just had the worst episode I've ever watched. It's just sad to see such a beloved series fall from grace. This is an episode that unalives a series. Oh, I can say kills here. Kills a series. I don't see lots of people returning afterwards. Me either. It was so bad. It's trash. Trash. Disappointment. Spoiler. An absolute mess. Episode 6, season 3 of One Punch Man is a 100% filler episode. It is. S-class heroes talking with each other about nothing during the... No, I agree. This is all just trash. I agree. Okay, we're just going to move past that one. This is an outrage. JC staff has shown us 6 years after the fact how to do everything possible to produce a subpar series. Yeah. Gairao is a limp marionette, a once imposing figure. Facts. The Class S heroes are slow-mo mannequins of the dead. Facts. The audio atmosphere. Yeah, there's nothing else to say. For the 140 people that gave it a 10 out of 10, shame on you. Shame on you. You are fake fans. And you don't have to be psychotic. You don't have to be insane to be a fan of something. But when you're giving it a 10 out of 10 for the absolute worst possible situation in any anime, shame on you. I hope you all seek therapy and get out of the cult that you're in. And uh, I don't know, maybe find a sport or something, or something that like calms you down because you're up here, whatever that is. And actually, because of you, I've lost hope in the One Punch Man fandom. Um, because the person said he's right wing. I don't know what that means. Republican. That's why I think when right wing, or maybe he's just so far to the right of the One Punch Man fandom that it just does nothing sets in. So that might be like a parenting problem or something. I don't know. Uh, Seek help because this was a trash episode. I mean, clearly it's a 3.0, and nothing against these people. I mean, I understand what it is to love something so much that you don't see reality. Okay, but a 10 out of 10 is ridiculous. Nobody should be allowed to give any kind of rating when they're in that kind of psychosis. So, yeah, that's it. I hope you all have a great day. Good luck with your lives. But a 10 out of 10 for One Punch Man season 3, the latest episode, no, no, absolutely wrong. And I hope you all have a great day. Like and sub for more of this.